Before the Curtain Goes Up, and now I'm talking with someone else from another of the Theater Under the Stars productions. And this is Danny Vidal. Vidal, did I say your name right? Vidal?
That's correct. I go by a couple names. I think in the show my last name is Molina, which is my maiden name, but Danny Vidal is the name I go by on social media and in my professional world as well.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, and you are doing the Queen musical.
Right.
This is typically what's called a jukebox musical because they had to create a script based on songs that were not written for a show. Although
Mhm.
Queen could not have been more theatrical in their style of music. And tell us a little bit about what We Will Rock You is about. It's set in the
Oh boy.
future.
Yes, it's set I think 300 years in this unfortunately dystopian future that has kind of gone awry. There's this killer queen who has taken over the world and made everything very uniform and has forbidden any kind of individuality or expression of art and so rock and roll has become a thing of the past. Except that there's a community of Bohemians who are trying to bring it back, and they have found this prophecy, which indicates that a person will come back and bring rock music and individuality back to the world, and that's where my character kind of comes in and gets to explore this kind of this prophecy. What does it all mean, and why my character Galileo is having these visions and hearing these voices in his head that are indicating him to bring rock music back to the world.
Nice, and there was a character named Scaramouche as well. So that whole Scaramouche. Like,
Revolution Galileo, yeah.
yeah, are they demanding that he do the fandango?
Yeah, whatever that means. They can't figure anything out. They have to figure it out as they go.
Wonderful. Now this show was a huge show. It never made it to Broadway, but it's an English show. It was written and produced and very popular in England in about 2005, 2006. And then if you look on Wikipedia, it played all over the world. Why do you think it is so popular? Is it just Queen or is it a fun show or what? A
I
bit of both.
I certainly think Queen has a lot to do with it. They were, so popular over the world, and Freddie Mercury was so well loved, and the music is just so infectious. It's such a joy, and there's so many classics to revisit in this show, but also so many new songs for me that I didn't know. Some of their more obscure songs, I should say. Well, I don't know. Maybe some other Queen fanatics would disagree with me, but there's about 25 songs in the show. And certainly I think that the focus, the fun of the show is just the joy of Queen. We've got this rather silly story to pair it up with, but I think the reason that fans love it is just to sing along to these old classics. It's just so much fun.
Now, Queen is their music, and you can see it in some of their music videos, is almost high camp, right? So, would you say that the style of the show is also? I mean, you were set in the future, and there's a killer queen, so we're already leaning almost into pantomime
Yeah.
territory. But is it campy? Are you doing a lot of hand to forehead and
Um,
oh?
Yeah, there is a bit about that. I think with any kind of even with pantomime, there's a necessity to lean into the realism of it too, and to our characters, this world is very real, and all the dramatics are felt very genuinely. But certainly, like there's a lot of laughs, and the emotion behind it is just over the top. So you're right, it definitely leans towards panto almost, but for our characters, it's very intense. It's very
Very,
real. Yeah,
very important
yes.
stuff. We've got to
Yes.
find out what a fandango is.
Gotta save the world. Yeah.
Nice. What is your favorite number? You sing, I bet, a fair bit. And what is
Do.
the number that you just go, oh, we're rehearsing this one today?
Yeah. I think right off the top of the show, you introduce my character and you hear I want to break free. And it's kind of this character, really showing how he's been living in this very restricted world and I think it's graduation of kind of high school, and he feels like he's different, that he's got this purpose in his life, and he's just got to let loose. And it really helps me kind of start off my show and with that kind of attitude of just discovery and expression. And it's so much fun to start off the show with that number. I think that's my favorite.
Nice. Now, I would think one of the worst fears, if you had a fear with this show, is that the audience will be singing along the whole time.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I welcome that. You know, if anything, I can give my voice a break and just hand it over to the audience for a little bit. No, I'm hoping that the audience will feel compelled to sing along with their favorites, and you know, especially at the end, We Will Rock You, all the stomp, stomp, clap, and all the things people know about Queen. And you know, Freddie himself was always inviting the audience with his little shout outs to the audience to hear things back. Like it was always kind of a community feel with those shows. So I'm excited to kind of invite that as well.
Good point. Yeah, I forgot he had a couple of numbers where he did call and answer with the
Mhm.
audience. I completely forgot about that.
You do that.
Um,
I do that.
what is your favorite? We talked with the when we talked with Daniel. This is your first Theater Under the Stars,
It
right?
is. Yeah.
So, what is the thing that you're most looking forward to? There's cast members who probably have done them before. Actually, because Theater
Mhm.
Under the Stars didn't happen for a while, then maybe you might all be new. But what's your favorite part that you're looking forward to about
Yeah,
from all
I
that series?
think you're right. It's been a long time since I've done this. I kind of took a bit of a break from theater. I went to the Canadian College of Performing Arts in Victoria, BC, back in 2008 to 2010, and then performed for a little bit in Toronto before switching gears. And now I've finished a medical degree and have been practicing in psychiatry. So I've been doing that. I'm halfway through my residency, but I'm taking a formal leave to do the show again. So it's been a while for me, but there are certainly some Tuts veterans here who are so, you know, have welcomed us all into the family. Jen Serratos has been around for a long time, and oh, she's
Oh, I
maybe a
love
better.
Jen. She was in a
And
movie I directed. She sang in it.
oh, there you go. Yeah, so she's very familiar, and Stephanie Davis. There's a few people who've done shows, you know, pre-pandemic, of course, and then a lot of our ensemble, and also my co-star Jessica Spence are fairly recent grads from theater school at Capilano and some other programs, and it's wonderful. I think my favorite thing about doing a show again is that kind of community feel that you get from a cast dynamic that's really not matched by any other industry I've ever worked in. It's just so much fun just to all be working on this project, and especially post-pandemic to feel, you know, that need for connection and expression and community. It's more important now than ever.
Nice. What? And I love that you're a psychiatrist.
Mhm.
Uh, do you spend a lot of time when people are telling you a story going, so how does that make you feel?
That's definitely the joke, and I maybe think about it more than I voice it. But yeah, you can never stop, you know, psychoanalyzing yourself and also others on a
Nice.
daily basis.
Psychiatrists are super smart. They have to go to school for a long time. That's the
Mm.
difference between a counselor and a psychiatrist. Is like you're
Yeah, yeah.
super smart.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's a long journey. I did my 4 years of biomedical sciences and then 4 years med school, and now it's a 5-year residency that I'm just almost half done. But very happy to be taking a bit of break, and that my program is so supportive of me taking this formal leave to have some fun this summer. It really shows you our dedication to balancing work life balance and mental health, and how important that is for healthcare workers. I hope I can be a good example of that to make sure you have time for these joyful parts of life.
I'm gonna ask you one more question. What is the part? Because you've been rehearsing for a while. Because this is
Mm.
a mix of up and comers and professionals, and so you have a long rehearsal period, evenings and weekends kind of thing. And what is the scene that you sneak in and watch? Because you're not in that scene, but you go, "Oh, I love this scene."
Oh yeah, yeah. I think there's a lot of rushing around backstage, so I don't know how much I'll be able to see it. But for the rehearsal process, that when Killer Queen first comes out, she's got her minions of yuppies that are kind of surrounding her, and they're all very kind of soldier-like uniform, but kind of quirky as well. And yeah, Stephanie Davis as Killer Queen, she's got this ridiculous wig on and this awesome costume, and she comes wheeled out in this chair, and it's so fun to watch her presence, her power on stage is just hilarious.
And
And
she's a powerful performer. I worked with her
yes,
as well on Heather's, and she's just a dynamo.
yeah.
I adore watching her. 100 years ago, I saw her in one of the I think it was Hello Dolly or something, and I
Mhm.
raved about her even before I knew her back then. Um, Okay, this is your chance. You are going to sell this show.
Right?
You are going to convince people. Say if someone says, "I only have enough money to see one of the shows," you're going to convince them.
I
This
would
you're going to.
say save your money for this show. This is the show to watch. It's so much fun. You can't get a better environment than the Malkin Bowl at Stanley Park. It's outdoors. It's going to be beautiful weather. We're hoping. It's fun. If you like Queen, you're gonna love this show. If you don't know that much Queen, you're gonna hear a lot of it and hear some classics as well as some new songs for you. Hopefully, it's just a time to really let loose and rock out with us. Enjoy a ridiculous story and just let yourself relax and enjoy some beautiful rock music.
Nice.
You won't regret it.
All right, nice. I have a feeling too that if you're doing some of the reaching back into the Queen catalog, or the writers reached back into the Queen catalog, there'll be songs that people will go, "Oh, I didn't know that was Queen."
For sure. Yeah, that's how I felt when I was reading through the script.
Nice, Danny. It was delightful talking to you. I look forward to the show. Don't miss. We will rock you at Malcolm Bull, a theater under the stars, starring Danny Bedell and a lot of other really, really talented people.
Thank you so much.